You used your HOA like a bank, and now you're bankrupt in every way.
You're lying! This is defamation! You'll pay for this!
All right, folks, grab a drink and settle in, because I've got a story that'll make you laugh, fume, and maybe even pump your fist by the end. Picture this. I'm out in my dusty Sedona driveway, still in my old Air Force cap, staring down a black SUV convoy led by Pamela Voss, our HOA president, who's screaming that my new barn fence is a crime against her precious neighborhood, flanked by 2 slick lawyers and a couple of hired goons looking like they're ready to repo my soul. But when I slid a single, yellow document across a courtroom table months later, Pamela's smug face froze like she'd seen a ghost. Turns out, this simple farmer had a secret that flipped her whole world upside down. I'm Jack Harlan, 50, a retired tech consultant who traded boardrooms for a 160-year-old ranch in Red Rock Valley, Arizona, where my family's raised cattle and heirloom goats since the 1860s. My wife, Ellie, passed 5 years ago, but her love for this land, our sanctuary, keeps me and our 16-year-old daughter, Mia, grounded. The ranch sits on a hill, surrounded by the new sagebrush estates, a gated community of McMansions with lawns so perfect they look fake. Pamela Voss rolled in 3 years ago, fresh off a messy divorce from a Phoenix developer, and turned the HOA into her personal empire. That dry desert morning, with the smell of sagebrush and the crunch of her heels on my gravel, I knew she'd picked the wrong fight. Rewind to early spring. My old wooden fence around the goat barn was falling apart, or might chewed, storm-battered, held together by spit and hope. My goats, descendants of stock my great-great-grandfather bred, were escaping weekly, and I wasn't about to let them wander into sagebrush's pristine yards. So, I put up a sturdy steel fence, nothing fancy, just practical, blending with the Red Rock Hills. I'm hammering the last post when Pamela's SUV leads a parade up my drive. She steps out, all crisp blazer and designer shades, like she's about to close a corporate deal. "Jack, this fence violates our aesthetic standards," she barks, her voice sharp enough to cut leather. HOA rules specify wood only, for foot height, earth tone colors. I wipe sweat off my brow, trying not to laugh. "Pamela, my ranch isn't in your HOA. This land's been ours since before Arizona was a state." Her lawyer, a guy with a tie that costs more than my truck, chimes in. "State law requires structures visible from public roads to align with community standards to protect property values." I nod, keeping it cool. "That's Municipal Code 12.7, right? Only applies to subdivisions post 1985. My deed's from 1862. We're playing by different rules." Pamela's eyes narrow, but she recovers fast. "Jack, I've got friends on the city council, the zoning board, even the bank. Work with us, or this gets messy." It's a threat wrapped in a smile, and I feel Ellie's voice in my head. "Don't let bullies push you off your land." That night, Mia's quiet at dinner, poking her mashed potatoes. "Dad, why's Pamela so mean?" She told Mrs. Carter at the store our fence makes the neighborhood look trashy. My heart twists. Mia's already lost her mom. She doesn't need this. I tell her, some people think power's a substitute for purpose. We'll handle it. But Pamela's not just being petty. I dig into county records and find her dirty secret. She's been buying up small lots around my ranch through shell companies, overpaying to secure them. Her divorce left her strapped, and public filings show her house is triple mortgaged. She needs my land to complete a development deal. Rumor is a strip mall, save her finances. My ranch, the last holdout, is her golden ticket, and she's using the HOA to strong-arm me into selling. The next week, a certified letter arrives, thick as a brick, demanding I remove the fence or pay $600 daily fines. It's full of legal jargon, citing fake ordinances, sloppy enough to make me suspicious. I head to my neighbor, Mrs. Evelyn Porter, 82, who worked 40 years as a county clerk. Her kitchen smells like molasses cookies as she pulls out a box of dusty papers. "Your great-great-grandfather bought this land from the Santa Fe Railroad in 1862, she says, showing me a deed with faded ink. "This clause, grandfathered rights, means no HOA can touch you. Your land's untouchable." I'm grinning, but then my buddy Sam Torres, a retired cop who runs a small orchard next door, swings by. "Jack, Pamela's on the radio, saying your junkyard fence is killing property values." I tune in, and there she is, smooth as silk. We're protecting our community's future. One person's nostalgia can't block progress. Progress. That word chills mesh not after my fence. She's after my land. Pamela escalates. I spot tire tracks near my property line, fresh enough to mean someone's watching, probably her hired muscle. Mia finds a flyer in our mailbox, calling me a slum farmer, endangering sagebrush. It's unsigned, but I know Pamela's handwriting. At the feed store, folks whisper, avoiding my eyes, spooked by her smear campaign. I'm losing clients. Me security installs drop 30% as Pamela spreads lies that I'm unstable. Mia stops inviting friends over, saying, "It's embarrassing, Dad. Everyone thinks we're trouble." That cuts deep. I've fought in deserts halfway across the world, but this suburban warfare, hitting my kid, feels worse. I'm no stranger to strategy from my tech days, so I dust off my old legal database subscriptions. Pamela's financials are a mess: due bankruptcies, loans tied to shady LLCs, and a rezoning application for a commercial project that hinges on my land. Then I get a text from my contact at Desert Valley Bank, where I quietly hold a major stake from selling my tech firm. "Jack, Pamela's account's flagged for irregular transfers. Want us to dig?" I say yes, and they uncover her funneling HOA dues to her shell company's $65,000 over 2 years. She's not just bullying me, she's stealing from the neighborhood to bankroll her scheme. To bait her, I set up a digital honeypot, fake financial records on a server I know her team will hack, showing me as a shady dealer with offshore accounts. Sure enough, Pamela's cybersecurity goons bite, thinking they've got dirt to ruin me. What they don't know is every click is tracked, feeding evidence of their illegal hacking straight to the FBI, thanks to my old Air Force buddy, Agent Lisa Navarro. Meanwhile, Pamela's ramping up, holding HOA meetings to rally neighbors. "Jack's fence is just the start," she tells them, voice dripping with fake concern. "He's running a front, maybe drugs, maybe worse." Sam overhears at the community center, texting me, "She's losing it, man. Calling you a mobster now." The showdown comes at a press conference Pamela calls outside the county courthouse, thinking she's about to bury me. News vans line up, neighbors crowd in, and she's holding court, waving my hacked records like a trophy. "Jack Harlan's been laundering money through his ranch, threatening our community's future," she declares, cameras rolling. I step forward, calm as a desert night, and slide a folder across to the reporters. "Here's the deed from 1862, exempting my land from any HOA. And here's proof Pamela's team hacked my accounts illegal under federal law." Lisa steps up, badge gleaming. "Pamela Voss, you're under arrest for computer fraud, conspiracy, and obstruction." The crowd gasps as cuffs snap on, Pamela's voice rising to a shriek. This is a setup. He's the criminal. Reporters scramble, neighbors cheer, and Sam's filming it all, grinning like a kid on Christmas. The fallout's epic. Channel 10's footage goes viral. CNN dubs it HOA Tyrant's Takedown. Pamela pleads guilty to fraud, theft, and hacking, getting 20 months in prison, $72,000 in restitution, and a lifetime HOA ban. Her house is foreclosed, sold to a young couple who love my goats. Sagebrush votes to dissolve the HOA, choosing freedom over rules. The bank, under my influence, offers fair mortgage terms to residents, easing their fears. My business booms, and me is back to hosting friends, her laughter filling the ranch again. Mrs. Porter starts a community garden, funded by Pamela's restitution, where kids like Mia plant desert blooms. The Red Rock Accord passes in 4 states, mandating HOA transparency. Sam's YouTube channel, Ranch Rebels, hits 3 million subscribers, sharing stories of HOA takedowns. The craziest twist? A year later, Pamela writes from prison, her tone broken. "Jack, I was desperate to save my house. Thought you were an easy mark. I'm sorry." She's counseling inmates now, warning about greed. I'm stunned. Pamela, humbled. Driving through Red Rock Valley, I see my fence standing proud, goats grazing, the hills glowing under starlight. But I wonder, how many Pamelas are still out there, using rules to bully honest folks? If you've got an HOA horror finds, threats, or a power-hungry neighbor, drop it in the comments. Let's expose these stories. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, maybe click that thanks button. I just got a tip about an HOA in Utah pulling the same tricks. Sounds like another Pamela. Catch you in the next one.